Hello, everybody. Hello. Alrighty. Okay, now let me let people know that I'm live. Okay. Alright, looks like we have everything situated. Okay. Alrighty. I do not have to spend forever on the starting soon screen this time because I actually prepped for stream instead of ordering food. I woke up and I was like, I could order food or I could prep for stream. And I was like, I'm just gonna prep for stream because if I ordered food, there was a chance of food arriving when stream started and I would be unprepared, and I just get tired of constantly being behind. It's one of my anxieties. Let's get... Okay. Ah. Let everybody know I'm live. Okay. Let's go to the just chatting screen while I wait for people to arrive. Hello. While I wait for people to arrive, I will order some food because I have not eaten since like, what day is it? Today's Monday. Well, I ate today. I ate like 9 or 10 this morning. Of course, I pick up my phone and it lets me know all the things. Alrighty. Ad starting soon on Twitch. Okay. I have X amount of money. I could order Burger King. Because Burger King is really filling with the Impossible Whoppers. I haven't had Taco Bell in flipping forever, but I live on black beans and rice. So, like, it wouldn't really be anything I'm not eating on the regular anyway. You know what I mean? I could order pizza again. And pizza was really affordable and really delicious. So I could do that again. Or I could just go with Chinese. But the thing is, Chinese takes more time for me to eat. Usually it's stuff that I gotta eat with a knife and fork. And all that jazz. So how was everybody's weekend? I'll wait till we get some more people in, and then I'll talk about my weekend a little bit. I had some fun stuff happen. I actually had overall a really good weekend, and then it all kind of came crashing down today. It's weird. So, like, normally at the start of stream, I'm doing all of the going live, I'm live notifications. So I'm normally not looking at like a lot of stream stuff, right? For like the first like 5-10 minutes of stream, and then people will start trickling in while I'm doing that, right? And I don't think about how long the process takes. It normally takes like 10-15 minutes or whatever of me sitting on the starting soon screen while I do all of that. But now that I've done all of that ahead of time, and I'm not doing that now, I have that moment where I'm like, I don't see any people. And recently, the algorithm has been showing me a lot of love. The algorithm has been showing me a lot of love and getting people, recommending my stream to people and bringing more people to my content. And there's this anxiety that like, oh, did this go wrong in my life too? Am I now about to have a stream where like nobody shows up, or I have to ping Silva to be like, hey, you coming to stream? Okay. Hello, LeMay. Welcome in. Good to see you. How was your weekend, LeMay? I'm trying to figure out what to order for food. I really shouldn't be ordering food, but like after the day I've had, I need food, and I don't have and I just didn't have the energy in me to cook today. Oh. I'll probably just go with the old trusty of Burger King. Get 2 burgers this time because I'm extra stressed. Looking for a job. Oh, that's rough, LeMay. That's real rough. That's real rough. So do you have any ideas what kind of job you're looking for, LeMay, or are you just kind of shooting in the dark for whatever you can get? Very tempted to just blow a bunch of money on pie in this gave up on fast food, too expensive. I would too, but right now I had a really cruddy day, and I just need something to eat. And I haven't eaten since like 9 o'clock this morning. And what I ate then was some rice, beans, and vegetables. And I slept most of the day. And the period of time that I was awake was not very good. It was not very functional. So there's this restaurant that has these like designer pizzas, and they have like vegan meat lovers pizza, which is like all these different vegan meat substitutes on a pizza with vegan cheese, and they have it in a 10 and a 14 inch. It is amazing. I ordered the 14 inch before, and like it stuffed me. I was stuffed with food. There was so much stuff that like it did take a while for it to get delivered to me, but like I was eating so much food, my jaw was getting tired, right? Because of just how big the pizza was and how much stuff was on it, how much toppings were on it, right? But it cost me like $30. And I'm like, I would love to have that pizza right now, but I'm not spending, as stressed out as I am, I'm not that stressed out that I can justify dropping like $30. And that was $30 before service fees. Before delivery fees and service fees. So I'm like, I'm stressed out, but I'm not that stressed out that I'm going to drop that much on a single pizza. You know what I mean? I'll do the other pizza place. I'll do the Ann Pizza, the place where it's like they make the long pizzas. That's rough, LeMay. Pizza is good. Bah, 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 bah. I won't get extra meat this time, extra vegan meat this time though, because I gotta make my dollar stretch. Alrighty. I saw one thing where this guy was talking about like ways to maximize your money from Chipotle, and he's like, whenever you say something and you're putting your order in at the counter, say your order, like say your stuff individually, wait for them to fill it, then give them the next thing, because if you give them everything at once, they'll give you less because they're trying to hit all the things that you just said. And I'm like, that's some weird psyop, psychobabble shenaniganry. Okay. Alright. And get some pizza. Okay, what's the price on this? Ooh. How much does that save me? That saves me... Oh, that saves me even more. Okay. I could theoretically... Like, I could take the savings, or I could... Because I found I have a coupon in DoorDash, and I could take the savings, or I could use those savings to get extra stuff on my pizza. But, I think I'm just gonna get it as is. Okay, let's go. All right, got pizza in the order. Got pizza ordered. Okay. All right, chat. That was that. I wonder where Nabiru is. Nabiru's probably playing Pathfinder. On your Portal Fantasy, and I'm brainstorming the Gadget Hero Mystery Thriller in Wizard Military College. Ooh. My weekend was really good. Well, kind of frustrating. So, like, I have a friend who, like, normally drives me, who normally takes me grocery shopping on Saturdays. Saturday's my day that's normally really free. So, this Saturday, I was ready to, I had the money and I needed to go grocery shopping. So I texted them like Thursday night or Friday morning or something, when I was like, hey, can you take me shopping on Saturday? Can I go with you when you go grocery shopping on Saturday? I have money and I need groceries. And they didn't respond. And then, like, partway through Saturday, I get a text from them. And they're like, hey, I am not ignoring you, but there's a lot of stuff going on and I need to go grocery shopping too, and but I don't know how to fit it in with all the things that I have to do. And I'm like, okay, thank you for telling me. Thank you for informing me. I will be living on rice and beans. Like, I didn't tell them, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to be living on rice and beans till probably a week till I figure this out. Right? I'm even out of ramen. And so I was like, okay, I guess that's just the way it is. And I let it ride, and then Sunday I was doing prep stuff for my Lancer game, right? And then Lancer game starts at 3 p.m. EST, like 2:45 EST. I get a text from my friend. she's like, hey, I'm gonna go grocery shopping at 4:30 p.m. Does that work for you? My Lancer game goes from like 3 to like 7 or 8. So I'm like, no, it does not. I have something I'm going to do till around 7. And she's like, well, 7's too late for me. I'm like, okay, I completely understand. I'll get somebody else to take me during the week. And it's like, okay. Had the Lancer session. Lancer session went phenomenal, right? Lancer session was like intense, and there was some funny moments. There was funny moments. There was intensity. There was all kinds of stuff in the Lancer session. The characters, there was a little bit of role play, and then the characters had some combat. They had a combat, the first part of a mission, the first combat scene, and it was really challenging and really intense for them. And you know, it felt like it was a really challenging combat where they actually had to spend their repairs, they had to stabilize, and those are resources that they have in order to like keep themselves alive, right? They're like essentially kind of like spell slots. So they were spending these resources and having to like be very careful as they were fighting their way through stuff. And then like we finished the combat. They're like we want to finish the combat, and it got around time for us to normally end. And I was like, okay, we are about halfway through. We're more than halfway through the combat. We are it is around the time we normally end. Do we want to just call it here and pick up the combat and finish the combat next session? And everybody was like, no, we don't have anything to do today, so let's push through and knock out and knock out the rest of this combat, so that way we'll pick up at the start of next session with the next combat in the second half of the mission, the second scene of the mission, right? And I'm like, okay, so we went, I think it was like 8 or 9 was what we went to in order to finish. And everybody kind of went their separate ways. I was working on stuff. Hey, Noel Main, I'm glad to see you. Yeah, the Lancer session ran long, but we completed the combat that we were doing in order to get everything set up for the second scene of the mission, which is next week. And so afterwards, I asked my friend, it's actually Okusen, who you see sometimes come in here, who's the one hosting the Foundry server. I was like, hey, can you leave the server up? I want to do some prep work for next week's combat. I was tinkering with some stuff, doing some builds, changing some things around, changing some like expected reinforcements and all that jazz. And I started working on stuff, and then I had thoughts, and I was like, well, I have this idea and that idea, and I want to like they're in combat, but I wanted to explain why they're in combat. So I was like, the hows and whys I could do better with, right? And I was like, I have all these ideas, and after working on them for a few hours, hey Nabiru, it's good to see you. And then after working on a few things for a few hours with like on the Lancer thing, and I ended up revamping the final boss of the next encounter, completely revamping the character and revamping the reinforcements and the order that things are going to come in and everything, right? And then so my players are prepping for it, and they're going into it as best they can. But then I had these ideas and I was like, I need to run them by somebody. And I love to run ideas past Okusen. It's okay, Nabiru. I love to bounce ideas off of Okusen. Like, Okusen and I will bounce ideas off of each other, and we will cook, so to speak, up stories and lore and stuff. And we come up with stuff. Okusen gives me helps with a lot of great ideas, and then I flesh them out, or we play off of each other really well, right? For the storytelling bits. So I contacted Okusen. I was like, hey, I have this idea for the campaign, and I really need to run it past somebody. Hello, Silva. Hey. Hey. So I contacted Okusen. I was on Discord. I was like, hey, I have this idea for the Lancer campaign. I want to run it past somebody before I like make it canon and do it. Are you available to chat? Okusen's like, I don't work tonight, so yeah, I'm available to chat. And we got on this call. How long was it? When did this call start? Hold on, let me look at this. Call started at It was about midnight, whenever, a little after midnight, whenever I called Okusen. I told Okusen my ideas, we bounced ideas around, we nailed down stuff for the lore, the hows and whys of the stuff of the campaign. And then I was like, hey, do you have time? I would like, thank you for helping me with this. I don't want to keep you from other stuff. But if you have time, I would love to share the stuff from Catlandia, from what we did, what I came up with on the stream. And Okusen's like, I got plenty of time. That's fine. I probably wasn't gonna leave my room or do anything, so like, you know, whatever. So I shared for like an hour or so. We were bouncing ideas. I was fine-tuning the Catlandia ideas for the different fictional stuff. Fine-tuning it and redesigning it and all that jazz. So fine-tuning the Catlandia story and the setting of the story. And then we started talking about other stuff, and we kind of wandered, and we started talking about character stuff for the Lancer campaign. And we talked about Okusen's character because Okusen's one of the players. I know it's weird to bounce ideas for the campaign off of someone who is a player, but like Okusen's more of a co-GM than a player. Okusen helps me out with a lot of things with running the games. And Okusen was like having these ideas. And Okusen made this reference to this one really silly thing that happened forever ago, and was like, what if this character, what if because there was this situation where like ghosts have begun manifesting in my Lancer campaign, right? Like that's a thing that started happening. Ghosts are coming back from the dead. Yeah, definitely Nabaru. So one of the things that started happening that I haven't dealt with in a while is that ghosts are coming back, and it's one of the signs of the end of existence and part of the campaign plot stuff, right? And I want to keep this. All right. The Dasher is on the way to pick up my pizza. And so I was like, okay. And so there was this thing that happened forever ago where like when they were doing an infiltration, and Okusen's character is named Abiona, and Abiona, yeah, I like to let the players create things in the world, right? And Okusen's character Abiona got stuck and tried to play off who they were when they got found by the guards, and made up this whole thing and was like, I'm Juliana, Ghost Hunter, and just fabricated this entire story, right? about being a ghost hunter, and in order to distract and confuse the guard fell for it. It was like sneak level 100 or whatever, right? And the guard just fell for it. And the other player had to come back and rescue Abiona. Well, the character had to come back and rescue Abiona and all that stuff that happened. And we never dealt with it. Like that just kind of happened. There was some interactions. The one character was like telling Abiona, "You took a lot of risks. You need to be more careful. You know, like you could definitely be injured. Like this is dangerous, right?" And then Okusen was like, what if Juliana Ghost Hunter, what if Juliana was a real person? And I was like, okay, I'm listening. And Abiona took her name because Juliana was... Hey, Okusen, I'm just telling about what happened. Oriansenshi. Oh, goodness. They were like, what if Juliana was Abiona's mother? And I'm like, the last I'd heard, Abiona didn't really know their parents, because their parents were taken away from them when they were at a young age in the mining colony they grew up in. So I was like, okay, what are we doing with this? And we started talking about lore and about stuff that was like connected to the Lancer expansion, No Room for Wallflower, and the empath talent, and how Abiona got the empath talent. And we went through all this stuff, and I was like, okay, I have this idea. And I just dropped this random idea, this random theory, this random thing that I put together, I slapped together. And I was like, what do you think? And Okusen's like, what, you know, like, okay, that's good. I didn't interrupt you because I didn't feel the need to. And we just kept going like that, where like one of us would have a crazy idea and be like, something like that. Okusen was like it was just me and Okusen bouncing off stuff, and we were expanding the lore of the world and the setting, and kind of retconning a little bit of Abiona's backstory, but like tying it more into the campaign. And we just did that, and like all told, the whole call was 8 hours long. Like when I checked the Discord thing after the end of the call, right? It was just over 8 hours long. Now, not all of that was lore crafting. Like there was the stuff in the beginning talking about the hows and whys for the campaign and the combat. Then there was the stuff in the middle when we were talking about Catlandia. But like the bulk of it, like 4 to 5 hours of it, was 4 to 5 hours of it was rebuilding Abiona's backstory and tying it in more with the campaign and what's relevant. And I do this thing where what I've been trying to do with this campaign, because it's a long running campaign, is I wanted the players to really have a chance to build in the world. So I said for each player, they get to add one thing to the world. And it was Okusen's turn. And I was like, do you want this to just be the thing that we add to the world? Is just like your parents? Something that we just haven't done anything with? And Okusen's like, well, I kind of assumed that's what we were doing. And I'm like, well, neither one of us had said it. So I wanted to make sure that we clarified that, you know. And we did all that. So I was like, okay. Then it was a great night. It was one of the best nights I've had in a long time, of just staying up all night, story crafting, building Lancer NPCs, building Lancer characters, and combining Lancer and storytelling and a good friend. It was one of the best nights I've spent in a long time. Not saying that other friends don't matter, not saying that like other things aren't important, but it was special. Then came morning, we went our separate ways. Okusen logged off and did their stuff. And I'm like, okay, I need to eat and take my nighttime meds. But I'm like, at this point, I might as well take my nighttime meds and take my daytime meds because it was so late anyway. And I'm like, I'm supposed to also be awake for the AC repair people to show up. Right? So, I like stayed up for a little bit and I got some food. It was mostly just rice, beans, and vegetables at this point because I'm low on groceries. And I ate, I took my meds, kind of waited for a little while, and then like around, and I got an email. I got the notification on my phone. I had an email. Now I'm signed up for this thing. I don't know if this is all over the US, but there's a thing where I live called for USPS. I think it's called like informed delivery. Where like you can have, I don't know, they probably call it different things at different places, but it's like it sends you a notification in the morning letting you know if you have mail coming by USPS, and it'll usually include an image that they took of the front of the mail. They don't like open it or anything, but just so you know what's coming. I got a notification. I had two things coming in, right? This is where stuff gets kind of dark. One looked like it was something from SSA, the Social Security Administration, or whatever, right? And the other one was something from my lawyer's office. Now, I had previously asked my lawyer's office to send me a letter that would confirm that we're waiting for a ruling exactly, Okusen. Pineapple on pizza moment. Exactly. So I whatchamacallit, I previously asked my lawyer's office to send me a letter to confirm that we're waiting for the ruling in order to extend my temporary disability, my cash assistance. So that was, I was like, oh, that's what that is. This is something from the SSA. You teared up. Yes, you did. You were like getting emotional. You're like, I didn't even care about, this character was just a joke. This NPC was just a joke before, but now I'm really sad and upset about the fact that they're dead. So I saw, and so I'm like, okay, well, I was told it's going to be 2 to 3 months until I hear back about the hearing, right, from SSA. So I'm like, this must be a thing being like, you completed your hearing, confirming that you completed your hearing. We'll let you know, like, you have to wait this amount of time till you get the result. That's what I thought it was, right? So I'm thought, okay, I got the letter confirming the that I'm waiting on a ruling, and then I got the thing saying I'm waiting on a ruling. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, cool, right? But I had to wait for the mail to come in. So I laid down, and then the AC people came and they fixed my AC, which is great. I didn't realize I didn't have functioning AC, and now I can definitely tell the difference. I have functioning AC, which makes me wonder what I was paying for when on my electric bill whenever I had my AC running, because this is vastly different than when I tried to use it before. I'm probably gonna reset it so it's a little bit warmer, just so it uses less energy, just to maintain a slightly warmer temperature. But I enjoyed it a little bit today. So then, yes, got my AC fixed, Shy. So they got that fixed, got that sorted. All that got sorted out. So then later on, I was like, okay, I laid down, and then I woke up. Hold on one second. let me just I have to put something on my, to make sure they said, okay. My friend who's going to take me grocery shopping just got back to me and was like, is this time good for actually going grocery shopping? And I'm like, yes, that is perfectly fine. I just have to put it. Okay, there we go. I just have to get enough to last me till my food stamps come in, and then I can get more stuff. Okay. And then there we go. Oh, of course I selected PM instead of AM. There we go. Cool. Now I have a reminder. Okay. Anyway. That's a possibility. That's, I don't know how all that gets nailed down. It could be whatever, right? I think it was a thing where like I had a busted thing that was sucking up electricity and not working and just overheating and not working. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. But it works now. So I went and I got the mail later, right? After I now have AC. I'm like, okay, gonna bite the bullet. And it was really funny. I went to go get the mail. Oh, also, fun fact. When I woke up to go get the mail, right? I had an email from Google that said, critical security alert. Some of your passwords were lost, were discovered in that you have saved with Google were discovered in a data breach, but it was a non-Google data breach, some other thing that had your passwords lost your passwords, or like was breached, and was like we recommend changing your passwords as soon as possible. I wake up to that and I look, and the notification for that's like 3 hours old when I wake up, and I'm like, oh, son of a, oh goodness. So like, I click on the link on the email. I'm on my phone, and it takes me, and it's like, okay, takes me to the thing. It's like, you have do the password checkup. I do the password checkup. One password. Well, it was one thing where like there was some data breach somewhere. And they're apparently Google's able to check if there's been a data breach and if certain passwords have been lost. So they checked. One password was lost. It is a password that I have not used to a site I signed up for a newsletter for. That is not the kind of thing I would talk about on stream. And I'm like, you know what? I don't interact with that site really at all. I haven't logged in there in forever. Nothing lost. They don't have any of my payment information. They don't have anything because I never bought anything there. Nothing lost. So I tried to recover the password, and whoever got the password has already hacked the account, changed the connected password, and changed the actual password. So like, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. We're just rolling with it. We are just rolling with it. But they told me, at least Google says my Google account is secure. So I'm like, okay, that's good. They told me there's some other passwords I needed to change, but that's a whole nother story. Like, where they're like, some of them are like, you have the same password for these things. You have weak passwords for these things. And I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I'll change them. I'll probably do it at some point, but not right now, because I was dealing with stuff. So that was what I woke up to. And then I'm like, okay, I'm awake. I had that startle of like the whole critical security alert on my phone when I woke up. It wasn't what woke me up, but I woke up, and I woke up like 30 minutes before the alarm I'd set for myself, because I set an alarm for like when I was going to wake up and go check the mail, because I knew I needed sleep because I hadn't slept last night. So I went and I got the mail. Came upstairs, and when I went to get the mail, the stairway was like trash. There was water, there was garbage, there was all kinds of stuff everywhere. And apparently the kids, some of the people's kids that live in my building had been being like rambunctious hooligans and messing up a bunch of stuff around the stairway. And like when I got to where the mailboxes were, there was just all this water and a wet sock for some reason. But there was just all this water on the ground. I'm like, I'm really glad that I put on my shoes before I came down here. So I went, I got my mail. I didn't slip or anything. It was just really funny. Then I got back up to my apartment, and I opened the mail. I was like, you know what, we'll open the SSA one first. Chat. It was how'd they put it? Unfavorable decision for my hearing. I got it back like not even like 2 or 3 weeks from when I had my hearing. And they're like, unfavorable decision. And then it's this long thing, right? And the rest of the letter from SSA is breaking down piece by piece all of these notes they have from my doctor that my lawyer submitted for evidence. And they're like, hey Violet, I was just getting to the really sad part. So I got this letter from SSA. I opened it, and when it said that my disability case was declined, was turned down. I essentially lost the hearing, which I got the notification super fast. And then it was this detailed thing going into all the stuff, like all the reasoning. The judge went into all the reasoning, this, that, what he deliberated in. I didn't read it all. I started reading some of it, and my eyes kind of glazed over because I'm like, I don't really have the legalese experience. So I was in the process of applying for disability LeMay because of my anxiety and PTSD and depression. And I had a hearing with a judge, and I was waiting to hear back from the hearing. My lawyer told me it would be 30 to 90 days till I heard back. It has been less than a month, and I heard back, and it was that I didn't get it. I didn't get disability. Which means, well, the letter said that I can appeal. I don't know all the specifics. So I was like, okay, this sucks. I need to figure something out, because if I lose disability, I lose TDAP, and TDAP is my only source of income right now. If my case gets canceled. So I'm like, okay, I need to do something. Need to figure something out. And so then I go open the letter from my lawyer's office. I'm like, I wonder if my lawyer's office got this email, got this notification or something too, and they're sending me stuff to like inform me about this too or something, right? Or is this the letter that I'd asked for in order to confirm that I was still waiting on the ruling in order to extend my cash assistance, right? I open the letter, chat. The letter from my lawyer's office is a bill. And I'm like, I thought I wasn't getting billed unless I won. And it's a bill for like 80 some odd dollars, where they're like, we had to pay this money in order to acquire your medical records. Please pay us back within the next 14 days. Or 14 days of when this is dated. It was dated on the 7th. So I'm like, chat, I'm like, well, hold up here. I don't have 80 some odd dollars. Yeah, it is very disappointing, LeMay. And I'm not going to have that money until the start of next month, when I get what's currently scheduled to be my last cash assistance payment. And then I need to figure out how I'm paying rent and how I'm paying my electric bill and all that stuff, right? So I need to figure out how I'm going to do all of that. And my brain instantly went into like survival mode. When I read, after reading the bill and realizing, okay, stuff is going wrong, so I've mentioned this before with the Archangel armor story, right? The main character, Jonathan, is kind of based on this, not my ideal self, but some of a character that doesn't struggle with the same kinds of things I struggle with, right? And among those things is being able to feel and understand emotions at crucial moments, right? Whenever I'm in my fight or flight response, my emotional thing, my crucial thing where like stuff is happening, right? I go cold. I don't feel anything, and I just go into like a survival mode of what do I need to do? What objectives do I need to complete? And I just do the thing, and I feel kind of like a robot. And it's like I consciously know I should be experiencing emotions, but there are no emotions happening. It probably was, honestly, Nabiru. It probably was, but I thought because of how it was worded, that money for what their costs would be coming out of whatever I was awarded if they won the case. I didn't realize that it would be a thing that I would have to pay out of pocket. Oh, my pizza's almost here. My za. I hope it doesn't take them the back way. I really hope it doesn't take them the back way. Anyway. So I just kind of shut down emotionally. And it's this bizarre feeling where I'm like, I should be feeling all these emotions. I'm consciously aware I should be feeling all of these emotions, but I just don't. It's just empty. It's just hollow. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Okay. I need to contact my lawyer's office. So I wrote an email to my contact at my lawyer's office, and I was like, hey, you sent me a bill. I don't have the money to get this bill. My only income is my cash assistance, and I don't get that again till the beginning of next month. And that is after the time when you said you wanted me to pay this bill. Is there any way I can get an extension, have some kind of a payment agreement or something that I will pay you as soon as I have the money, right? And then I also said in the same email, I was like, also, by the way, speaking of my income, I got a letter from SSA that said my disability case was declined, was turned down. Did you all get that letter? It goes into this lot of explanation for why it was turned down. Is there any way I can send you that letter? Is there any way I can send you that letter? Is there any way that like I can get you this information and we can talk about what my next steps are? Can we appeal? Like, what are we doing? What is the next step? So I sent that. Then I'm like, okay. I sent a text message to my friend asking if they could take me to my doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then also asking them about grocery shopping and waiting for that to respond. And I did everything I could. So then I just laid down and I passed back out. Like, I just passed out. And then I woke up later and I'm like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I'm still just kind of doing it. Like, I don't know if it hasn't hit me yet or if it's like, I just have to keep pushing. And before I'd asked myself right? I had asked myself before what I would do if my case was declined. Would I rage? Would I cancel stream? Would I avoid talking to people? What would I do? And the best answer I could get was that I would keep following my routine. I'd keep doing what I can do. Keep trying to make the world a better place in any way I can, right? If I can't appeal, then as hard as it is, I'm going to have to find something that I can do at least part-time, right? Because of my housing situation, if I can get some money, like literally, I did the math and I was like, at most, because I get food stamps for my, for covering groceries and stuff, I need like $200 of cash a month in order to be able to cover my bills. I probably don't even need all of that. That's just like in case there are extra fees, right? In case stuff gets like super stupid expensive, right? And it's probably like closer to half that or 3/4 that, right? Thank you, Noel, man. So I really appreciate that. So I was like, okay, this is what I need to survive. This is what I need to maintain my apartment. This is what I need to keep functioning, right? And I'm like, okay, can I get something? Am I even if I can't hold it for long, even if it goes back to being terrible and rough on my mental health again, can I get something? Like desperately searching for something, right? If I don't have any options, then I have to make the impossible happen. But my ideal situation would be getting disability, and then eventually getting a part-time job with a lot of accommodations that I can have disability cover the difference. But there's no way I can handle full-time work. There's no way I can handle full-time work, right? And it is iffy. It is beyond iffy that I could ever maintain part-time work, right? So there's a whole lot of stuff there, right? And I was like, are there people I could ask for help? Like, could I go to my church and be like, hey, until I get this sorted, can you help me out with a little bit of money? And other people that I could ask or rely on that I could say, okay, can you help me out? Right? In order to get all this stuff sorted. And I was just looking at, oh no, it's leading the dasher the back way. No. They just need to go up there and then around there. Darn. Great. I'm probably gonna need to go get my pizza soon. And so I woke up and it was time to get ready for stream. I hadn't eaten anything since like 9 o'clock this morning, right? I hadn't eaten anything. And I was hungry. And I was like, I don't have it in me to cook. I cannot afford to order food tonight. I'm gonna go head down and get my pizza. I will be right back. I'm gonna go to the intermission screen. I'll be right back, chat. Hey, chat. Let me just eat this pizza, then we'll get to tonight's writing. Ooh. It's funny, I didn't get the extra meat this time, but it looks like they gave me extra veggies. Well, vegan meat, but you know what I mean. But like I was saying, it's a thing where, like, I realized that, like, technically speaking, I can't really afford to be spending money eating out. But I just didn't have it in me to cook tonight. And I had like less than an hour to get ready for stream. And it just wasn't happening, chat. So I was like, I bit the bullet. I'm like, I'll drop the money on some pizza. That was my terrible, no good, very bad, actually horrible day. And then, this isn't to like guilt trip anybody or anything. It was just really funny that after all that, I booted up stream, and normally people are coming in, but just because of the way stuff worked or whatever, most of my regulars, most of you, arrived a little bit later than usual. I noticed that. And for like the first like 10 minutes of stream, I was like, has everything gone chaotic today? Like, I got that letter, I got this bill, and I'm like, and I had this moment of fear and anxiety where I was like, is nobody gonna show up for stream? And it was an experience. I'm not blaming anybody, and I'm not trying to say that like, oh, it's all your fault and blah blah blah. But because you don't owe me anything, you don't owe me being here for stream. You don't have to be here. It was just kind of funny the way it worked out. Wasn't chaotic that one attempt, the Western attempt to revive Duel Masters, even though in Japan, like, Duel Masters never stopped or something? But I even mentioned when I talked to people, because I did talk to some people about it, I was like, it's weird because so many things have been going right. These streams have been going better. People have been coming to stream. Stuff had been going really good. And I was like, stuff was going really good for me. So I was like, Kaijudo. That's what I'm thinking of, Noel, man. But yeah. It's okay, Okusen. I figured as much. But yeah, so I was like, okay, this is just what we're gotta do. And it almost, I know this isn't how it worked. I know this isn't how it works, but it was almost seemed like it was a thing where things had been going too well. I was overdue for something to go wrong. And I know that's not how that works, but that's kind of how it feels like it works sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you, Okusan. Speaking of duel masters and kaijuro and all that stuff, forever ago, there was this friend. Well, he's still my friend. We just haven't talked in a long time. He was the one who gave me the name Senshi. That meant so much to me, I put it in my YouTube name. Right? And he traveled all over the world, and he was working as a teacher in Japan. And he was over here for a time dealing with some stuff. Was like school was on break and stuff. I don't know all the specifics of why he was here, but like stuff happened. And he had this. He had like this is whoops. My chair was too far back and was bumping into my lamp. So my friend had like there was this card game Buddy Fight, and it was made by Bushiroad. My friend had like he was a content creator for Buddy Fight, and he did a lot of stuff because he really cared about Buddy Fight, and he wanted to grow as a game. And he helped with running tournaments and all kinds of stuff. And he had a thing with Bushiroad where they would send him product, and then he would open the product on stream as an unboxing. At least that's how he explained it to us. I don't know if that's really what the contract was or what the terms were, but like he said that that's how that worked. And I was like, okay, sure. But the last few sets, he hadn't been doing that. He hadn't been opening it on stream because not on stream. He hadn't been recording it and making a video because it was a lot of work. And I'm like, but that's the thing you got to do, right? And he's like, well, I also report to them about the other stuff I do with helping tournaments and all this other stuff to help the game grow. And he's like, I feel like all the stuff I do to help the game grow, it's worth it even if I don't do the pack openings, right? And it was this interesting thing interacting with him because I was working at the time, right? And a lot of my money was going into card games. And when we would talk to him, he wouldn't understand the struggle of getting cards because he was getting them because he was getting them through sponsored stuff. But one day we were hanging out, going to pick up some Gunpla and some stuff for making Gunpla model kits, Gundam model kits. That's fair, Noel, man. And we were at this hobby shop, and we saw a dusty, old box of Duel Masters packs sitting in the corner. No one had bought it, and it had been there forever. And my friend was like, yo, we got to get Duel Masters. So he bought the rest of the box of cards, right? The rest of the box of packs. We went back to his place. He was so excited, he like recorded himself opening the packs and then slapped it together into a quick video he put up on YouTube. And we joked and we're like, Buddy Fight's been waiting, like Bushiroad's been waiting for you to make a Buddy Fight pack opening video, and the next video you upload is a Duel Masters pack opening video. Like, that's not gonna, you sure it's not gonna get you in trouble? He's like, no, it'll be fine. And then we built some janky decks out of those Duel Masters cards, and we played Duel Masters. And then, like, he told me, like, I think it was like a couple weeks later, he was like, yeah, Bushiroad said that my contract with them is done. And I was like, you fumbled the bag, like you had it. Okay. All right. That was some food. It's my first food I've eaten. Right, especially when you're a sponsored channel, Nabiru. Anyway, so I don't, all of you know I don't ask for money on stream. I always say you don't have to give money. And I will say, this is not me saying that I am expecting or want or I'm not saying that I'm expecting anyone to say yes to this, but I was saying if anyone wanted to donate to help me recoup the cost of the pizza I just ate because I needed to eat, there's a PayPal link in the description of YouTube. But give me a second. I'm going to go wash my hands and then we'll get to the actual writing of tonight's writing stream. Let's go. Okay, all right. Welcome. I'm back. Okay. But yeah, sorry for the shameless plug. But what I will ask is, if you're watching the stream and you're enjoying it, excuse me, and you haven't liked the stream yet, please be sure to like the stream. Getting likes while the stream is live does help the algorithm with pushing it out to more people, and I would love to get more people in here and grow the community. Okay. Alrighty. So always love to get likes. Okay. 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 Alrighty. Ooh, that's nice, Noel man. That's nice. Very nice. Now that the full book is out, I can definitely see people doing that. Whenever things stabilize for me, I want to get back on doing my perfect draw campaign. Oh, it's better. Okay. Let's actually open up the Word documents for tonight and try to review my outline to see what I'm supposed to be writing tonight. Got to get my head back in the... No, it would not be fat if you fell asleep eating Reese's. I never said it was. Okay, outline. Oh, we're writing an action sequence tonight. So tonight, according to the outline, is going to be the action sequence. In the last chapter of Archangel Armor, if you remember, we had a lot of like character building and character development stuff and character questions, and then towards the end they came under attack, and then he realized with horror at the end there that the I don't know what your friends are saying, Shy. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna say anything about your friends. Sometimes you're just tired. But so at the end of last chapter, they did in Archangel Armor. Oh my gosh! Speaking of tired, I just got hit with a whole wave of exhaustion. Holy cow! So Something about being full makes you want to go take a nap. Okay. Who knows? Maybe it'll be one of those things where, like, I'll have to start doing like a donathon every month to come up with money for like my bills. Oh goodness, I really hope it doesn't come to that. But do one of those like donathons where, like, you sleep on stream and you just don't in stream. Okay. Anyway, end of last chapter that we wrote, at the end of chapter 14, the midpoint of the story, it was revealed that these monsters are insulated. They're strong, they're powerful, and the electric weapons, the shocks, aren't really working. The bullets aren't working. So that means they have to use brute force against these beasts, right? And this chapter is going to be a long and extended fighting sequence of them trying everything and struggling, trying to make these trying to fight back against these monsters. And then at the end, what's going to happen is there's going to be a thing where I introduce it. I think I introduced it a couple chapters ago. Right. It was introduced in chapter 13 that they were working on a jamming device to jam the beasts. Sandworld Corp was. And Jonathan and so who's this character? What did I name him? Did I name him? I know Oku. Then there was there Sen? Did I even name the... Did I even name the... I didn't even... Welcome to Sandworld Corp. Sen, yes, I did. I did name him Sen. Okay. So, Sen will be contacting Jonathan and saying stuff like, we have our jamming device up and running, but it requires more power than we have available right now. Is there any way you could hook up one of your suits to power the jamming device? And so Jonathan's going to go back. He's going to power the jamming device. And it overloads the system. And it doesn't just jam the enemy control systems. It makes all of their like heads explode, ending the threat. So that's how the chapter is going to end. But it needs to be this desperate fight. Okay. Originally, I was debating just doing a just chatting stream where I just talked about fine-tune the card I was talking about. Its new effect is more balanced. It reads once per turn. During your turn, when you play a spell, you may pay 2 energy and chain cast. Chain cast is the ability to activate 2 spells back to back. What's that? There's something. Hold on. Is it called follow-up? Because that sounds like you give the card you're playing follow-up. Where it's like you can play another card from your hand. Is that what that's called, Noel Main? Am I thinking of something else? 14, so this is 15. Well, no, I'm talking about imperfect draw, Nabiru. There's an ability in perfect draw called, I think, follow-up, where it lets you play... Hold on. Now it's gonna bug me. Hold on. Okay. Keywords. Yeah, follow up. That's it. You can play an additional card after this one. Cool. That's cool. I didn't mean to undermine your whole chain cast ability. I think that's pretty interesting because then you can have things like when chain cast activates, this happens or whatever, or ability, or even have cards that are like if they are chain cast, if they are chain cast, then they gain some bonus ability or something. That could be really cool. It's funny, when I was thinking about what I was going to do on stream tonight, right? I was like, I could just do a just chatting stream where I just hang out and talk about stuff. But I was like, I don't want to spend an entire stream talking about all of the depressing stuff that just happened, you know? So I'm like, let's just do a normal stream, a normal writing stream, because I haven't done one of those because I've been doing brainstorming streams. I need to get new glasses. When I go to the doctor's office tomorrow, I have to remember to ask them to give me a recommendation of what, or to remind me what glasses, what vision center they recommended me to last time, so that way I can go back and get my eyes checked and get my new glasses. Because as a diabetic, I need to get my eyes checked on a regular basis because that's one of the things that can degrade with bad blood sugar is eyesight. All right, let's get some words on the page. Who do I want to say this? Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so he is... Okay. Who went back there? It was... Jarl, Tina, and Gino. Higher up. Ah. Okay. What would be the better thing? What I want to have happen here is I want for Bob to give one order. That seems somewhat reasonable, right? But I want glowing and a bird combo deck with a bird combo deck. Okay. A resolved with a dragon deck. A girl with attitude with a warrior deck based on dark knights. Ooh, spicy. Spicy. So when I first learned about Perfect Draw, right? I found out one of my friends was going to be running a game, and they'd wanted to be in one of my games. So I thought it was going to be like they ran a game, I was in theirs, I ran a game, they were in mine. And then when I finally like talked to them about it, they're like, "Yeah, no, I have a small closed group of friends. Sorry, but we if we ever do it in the future, then like yeah." And it was one of those things where I made an assumption for no reason because I was an idiot. And but when I was thinking about what kind of deck I wanted to play, I looked at the Regalia effect in Perfect Draw. The Regalia card where that lets you turn into a warrior. And I was like, I want a deck. You like Bob? Okay, Shy. I wanted to build the Perfect Draw deck that was based around turning into a warrior and that warrior being a giant robot and then having the other cards be power-ups like equipment or weapons that gave me different answers in different situations that would allow me to fight as a warrior on the field. Okay. that's nice. That's cool. I'm glad you have really interesting decks. And that sounded weird with saying it while yawning. I'm glad your players have really interesting decks in your perfect draw game. Don't cancel me, YouTube. I said decks. Alrighty. Ugh. We really got creative with these ones. My favorite NPC is Zane. He belongs to the rival faction. His deck focuses on putting stuff on a pile called Void. Ooh, a remove from play deck. Ooh, nice. So when I built my deck that I based on being a when I built my perfect draw deck that was based on doing like becoming a giant robot. I based it on the deck that was used by the Kaiba type character. The Kaiba type character who like has the thing where he has like I think it was like Atlas or whatever as like one of the primordial titans, and then the entire rest of the deck is based around gaining buffs for having a titan on the board. So I was like, I could just totally do that. And then I looked at some of the stuff for an NPC that had these things where he's like, things that equip onto it. And I was like, I could totally do that. Except the main monster will be the thing that I connect to, that I become. Mm-hmm. Yes. Getting stuff to counterplay or simply rushing out to win before the ace drops. Ooh. Blah, blah, blah. If 10 cards are gathered in the void, he can change his ace card into a powerful form and strike for a lot of damage. The idea is for the PCs to work around the ticking clock, either by defending or getting stuff to counterplay, or simply rushing out to win before the ace drops. Ooh. Hey, that's not nice, Shy. Oh, now you want to be nice, Shy. I'm doing my best, Shy. I've never heard of that game, LeMay. What is it? Is it a TTRPG? Is it a video game? What is it, LeMay? Ilona Plus sounds like a mobile game. Mm-hmm. Oh goodness, I've never heard of NetHack, LeBay. Wow, I might have to break my own rule of doing a whole chapter in one sitting. I am getting waves of exhaustion hitting me out of nowhere. Holy cow. Oh, there is a mobile version? Okay. Hold up, chat. I don't know if it was just being up all night last night, or that I didn't sleep enough, or that I just finished eating, but I am getting hit with waves of exhaustion right now. Ooh. Might have to come back to this one. I really don't want to, because I haven't written very much tonight. I have not written that much tonight at all. I didn't even break 800. Yeah, 573 words. Not going great, and I'm having trouble. So I was so deeply embedded in the Catlandia story and building the Catlandia story, I'm having trouble digging back into the Archangel armor story. I'm just having trouble getting back into it, chat. The best and worst anime? Oh, goodness. Alona Plus. Let me look that up. Oh, Alona Plus, it says, is an unofficial extension of Alona. Okay. Oh, it's a Japanese thing. Okay. What do you do in the game? What's the gameplay loop? Like, is it medieval fantasy? What candy are we like, Shy? Ugh. Yeah, I get that, Violet. That's okay, Violet. That's everything Max medieval fantasy. Okay. I heard they were talking about a Rush Hour 4, Shy. I see they have golems. I've heard people talking about it, but I don't know if it's true. I could see that. She lived a long time. Alright, what is this? Alright, looks cool. Looks like it's like a pixel game. LeMay, is that correct? Ilona, is Ilona like a pixel game? With like sprites and stuff? Oh my gosh. Part of me wants to like... It is? Okay, cool, LeMay. Part of me wants to like... give an intermission. You'll give her a C-. That's very, very generous of you, Shy. Part of me wants to do an intermission and just take like a 10-minute nap, but I'm worried I just won't wake up. I'll just sleep through the night. So I'm like, I normally used to end around 11:30. I might have reached my limit, chat. I might have to sleep on this. Come back to this. I'll probably do some writing tomorrow off stream. And I'll talk about it next stream or something. Oh, that's cool, LeMay. I'm gonna go to the just chatting screen for now. Because I need to think more. I just, as soon as I finished eating that pizza and I got to writing, I just got hit with this wave of exhaustion. That's the thing. Like sometimes I can do stuff and sometimes I just can't. That's part of having a disability, you know? Sometimes you just can't. You do what you can when you can, but sometimes you just can't and you don't have control over it. That's also valid, Violet. I am literally coming down from crisis mode. I really want to finish Archangel armor. I don't want to have a half-finished manuscript. I got to think up things to have happen over the course of the combat. I have to plan out what I want to have happen over the course of this combat. The different twists and turns I want the combat to take as they're struggling until they finally come, until Sen finally says, hey, I've got the jamming device up and running, but I need more power. And Jonathan runs over and overloads the system with the power of his armor. That's fair, Violet. I'm just worried. I'm always scared. I'm always scared. Like, this is kind of a vulnerable moment, but I'm always scared that, like, if I stop in the middle of something, that I'll lose my momentum and that I won't finish it. Anyway, I think I am going to go get to bed. Get some sleep. Now that I've finally eaten something. Take my nighttime meds early. I don't have it in me really right now to do the full outro, but I will say that I'm grateful to all of you for coming. I love all of you and I believe in each of you. You are truly wonderful individuals, and if my disability case is cooked, if my goose is cooked, in the future I may have to look into like doing more monetization stuff, like making special roles and stuff in order to try to encourage people to spend more money, and doing more advertising and looking for sponsorships and all that stuff. I might have to start looking for all that stuff and seeing how I can do that while still retaining the things that people like about my content, that I like about my content. I'll see what I can do, or if I can get some kind of a part-time job or something that can squeeze by. Might even have to sell my soul to Raid Shadow Legends. I wonder how much media Raid Shadow Legends has sponsored in their advertising campaigns. How many streams and shows and videos became things that would not have become things were it not for Raid Shadow Legends. No, I've never heard of Perscolis. Is that a game, LeMay? Maybe I'll start doing whatchamacallit, start playing. Where, what was it? It's like, there's something where like you can sign up to be a paid game master where people pay you to run games for them. So I just start scheduling when I want to run games and what I want to run games of, and then have people pay me to run them through campaigns. Oh goodness. I gotta actually get things that'll be self-contained. I don't know how well I could do that. Okay. All right. I'm going to end here. Go take a nap. Well, that's not the button I wanted. Always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. I think that you all are valuable, worthy of love, deserving of happiness and good things. You matter, and there are people in this world that care about you and love you. Have a good night, everybody.